accountability, right, is the only way to get better is to really look through the things that you felt like you messed up and get better at them, right? But it starts with the humility to say, I messed this up. I need to be better at this. If you want a culture of accountability and you're not being accountable yourself, let me rephrase this. If I want Taylor Sirianni to be accountable, I actually just talked about this to our staff today. If I want Taylor Sirianni to be accountable and she sees me blaming things on other people at all time, I'm raising a child that's not going to be accountable. Well, it's the same thing with a team, right? If I'm not accountable to the shit that I mess up, pardon my language, if I'm not accountable to the things that I mess up, how am I going to expect them to be accountable to what they mess up, right? And so that's been day one here. That's just not off-season 2024 going into the 24 season. That's been what I've tried to do day one. And I think that our world is dying for accountability in a world where there's so many things that you can blame things on. I've said this before. One of the most proud I've ever been of this team is after the Super Bowl, after a loss in the Super Bowl, everyone was trying to give us an out. But the field was really bad, right? Now they had to play. And the response of our players to that, no, they had to play on it too. But that call on Bradbury, I mean, that's what lost it. No, it was a series of plays. But what about this? And what about that? And what about how it was everybody was trying to hand us an excuse, and they just kept going back to no accountability. That's a team. That's the culture that we want to have. That's the family I want to have as accountability. And accountability is just it's just so important. If you don't have accountability, then you're not going to get better because you're not going to recognize the mistakes that you made. And so that's what we want from this team. That's any meeting that we start out that I feel like I made a mistake on, I'm gonna make sure I bring it up, and it's not just me up there fixing corrections in front of the team after each practice, right? And I'm saying, hey, Elliot, you play wide receiver, you screwed this up. You want to play wide out? All right, right, Bo, you play quarterback. You screwed this. Okay, you want to be quarterback. You screwed this up. No, it's hey, Kellen, this is not the right call. Everybody's accountable. We're all accountable, and that's the only way to get better. And I firmly believe that.